Hey friends in beauty, if you're a professional makeup artist or beauty pro who is tired of juggling multiple tools to run your business, I got great news for you. Beauty Pro Funnels is here to simplify your life and take your business to the next level. Unlike other platforms like Wix, Squarespace, or Acuity, Beauty Pro Funnels was created by a makeup artist for makeup artists. This is the world's first all-in-one software that helps you book clients, sell your products, and even launch courses all in one place. No need for separate subscriptions that drain your wallet or tools that don't speak your language as a beauty pro. With Beauty Pro Funnels, you're not just getting another booking tool. You're unlocking the ability to create multiple revenue streams, so whether you're behind the chair or not, you're making money. Imagine accepting bookings, selling your beauty products, and offering courses all without the stress of managing separate systems. That could be a big headache. Let me break it down to you one more time. Your website, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your portfolio, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your booking site, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. And your e-commerce site, host it in Beauty Pro Funnels. Want to offer beauty courses or digital products? You can sell them inside of Beauty Pro Funnels, and you'll be able to send invoices, digital contracts, newsletters, and do all of your marketing directly from your Beauty Pro Funnels account. It's mind-blowing. Listen, you're going to save hundreds of dollars every single month by replacing over 10 platforms when you make the switch to Beauty Pro Funnels like Wix, Squarespace, Acuity, WordPress, Vagaro, Honeybooks, 17 Hats, Dubsado, MailChimp, Klaviyo, Kajabi, DocuSign, even Shopify. It's crazy. I know you got at least one of those. And here's the best part. Tayana and her team spent over a year building plug-and-play templates into your account for pretty much everything, so you never have to start from scratch at all. So all of your appointment confirmations, reminders, and payment reminders and stuff like that for your clients, they have already been written out for you. You can even gather reviews and referrals all on autopilot. You'll free up so many hours of time each week so you can focus on what you love, your artistry. Plus, with their mobile app, you can manage your entire business from the palm of your hand. Send invoices, schedule appointments, and even take payments on the go. I believe in Beauty Pro Funnels so much that I recently moved the Friends of Beauty site to Beauty Pro Funnels, and I am loving it. It's a game changer because it's not just a platform. I swear it is like having your personal business assistant designed specifically for makeup artists and beauty pros like you. So here's the deal. If you want to see what all the hype is about, visit getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends to get a personalized tour and see how Beauty Pro Funnels can transform your business today. That's getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends because you deserve the best tool for your beauty business.
What's the biggest myth or misconception you've heard, or just people think about being a celebrity hairstylist? Is it as popular?
That we're rich.
Huh?
That we're rich.
You not rich?
No, ma'am. I'm rich in spirits. With Left Eye, they came to my salon and I did her for a photo shoot. And I was like, I want to do celebrity hair. And then one time Trina came to Atlanta for Gay Pride weekend. And I went to her show and the guy who does her nails hooked me up with doing her hair. And I did her hair for free that day. I was like, I just wanted to do your hair. Just, tell me what you think. She loved her hair. And she was like, will you be in New York for the MTV Music Awards? And I'm like, no, I don't live in New York, I live in Atlanta. But I said yes anyway. She sprayed bubbles on it, like spraying water on a flower. The dress came down, and when the dress came down, she had a whole bunch of big pieces made that looked like flowers made out of hair. And it came all the way down her dress. And she did a wow factor to me. I felt like she did her thing, and then she came out of that dress and she had on a whole nother outfit. It just kept coming and coming with something different. And it's important to just, keep the minds of a judge. And your creativity matters, the polished work matters, and your presentation matters. Everything matters, and model selection, all of that matters.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get authentic answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. Join me every week as me and my special guest reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, from the ups and downs of their journey to the nitty-gritty of their struggles and triumphs. We're spilling the tea on it all, and most importantly, having fun while doing it. You ready?
Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty here, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on today's episode, we have the pleasure of having Terrence Davidson in the Friends in Beauty guest chair. So, Terrence, aka the Wig Master, is a trend-setting celebrity hairstylist and a four-time winner of the Bronner Brothers Fantasy Hair Competition. Terrence has amassed a list of distinguished clientele, which includes some of our faves, like Nicki Minaj, Patti LaBelle, Jennifer Hudson, Remy Ma, Mary J. Blige, and Tyra Banks, just to name a few, because he's popping. I'm so excited to have him here and learn more about his journey. Welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Terrence.
Thank you for having me. You said four times. It's four times Bronner Brothers winner, but they wasn't all for fantasy. Well, it's almost the same because the hair battle is fantasy too, so it's almost the same. But hair battle is a little bit bigger. That's what these
I
belts are
love
for.
that.
I got belts all over in here, but yeah.
Yes.
Um,
So the
yeah,
hair
but
battle, it's not just fantasy, it's like you're creating like,
a 15-minute show.
what?
Yeah, you have to put on a whole 15-minute presentation for the hair battle, and it includes fantasy. They give you certain things that you have to do, but I'm always including fantasy in my competition. So, but yeah, the hair battle is different. You get inside of a ring that looks like a boxing match, and then a long stage, and you have to do a 15-minute presentation. I take up the whole stage, whatever space I can, for 15 minutes.
I know that's right. Oh my God, we're gonna talk more about this because this is a production. It's
Exactly.
at the end of the day, it's a production. Wow. Well, before we start chatting, let's do some icebreakers so the Friends and Beauty audience can get to know you a little bit outside of what you do professionally. So,
Okay.
first one, just give us three random facts about you.
Three random facts about Terrence. Hmm, determined. Look, I'm gonna sound like something regular. Determined, dedicated, and dependable.
I love the three Ds.
Okay, yeah, I just facts about me is that I'm just, a strong believer in what I do, and I'm just a creative mind that I don't know where things come from when I get ready to create things. People
Mhm.
ask me that all the time, and I'd be like, I don't know. I just think God just pops it in my head to do this, do that, do that, do that, and that ends up making a whole full show. Like even for Hebs, I was supposed to do a presentation, but it literally turned into, even for 5 minutes, I almost made it a production because I was like, I just can't do nothing simple. But
Can't
yeah,
help yourself.
yeah, I'm an extra person, but yeah, dedicated, dependable, and determined. That's Terrence.
I love that. Okay. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from the creative stuff, hair and the production and all of that?
Well, that's pretty much what they tell me is that they don't understand how I can think of the things that I come up with. They was like, I can't do that. I can't do That's how they say it. But I'm just walking down the street and I can think of something and come up with it. I'm really good at just being creative. I don't know what else that I could be good at doing. I mean, I don't know. Hair. I mean,
It's like it's in me, not on me.
correct.
Got you. Okay. When is the last time that you did something for the first time? Have you had any new experiences lately?
Um, Actually, the the prop that I built um for the show, I made it like a while ago, but I revamped it. But I never made my own hair prop like that. Like it took literally the whole month. I would have it laying on the floor,
Uh-huh.
and I would spray it every time I walk by, just so to stay hard, get hard. Then I say, oh darn, let me add this. But that's what I tell people when they're competing is to just start way in advance because you never know what the outcome is going to be. I literally started it from being plain black to being so colorful that when they sent me the photo from Hebs, their like logo photo, it
Yeah.
literally gave you the Hebs photo, and I was like, this is crazy because I was just working on it every time I walked by it. I'm like, I don't want to use that color. Let me put glitter on there, and I
Wow.
walked by it by my bedroom. Like this is where it's in this area where I'm at right now. It's on the floor. I would have it laying on the floor. So
Yeah.
when I walk by it, I just look at it and I might add something to it. So it's like I add something to it every day. So it takes me a long time to make. It took me a long time to make this prop, only because I wanted it to be perfect as usual. Nothing's perfect. But this is the first time I made a prop like this, and I was just like, dang. And I was thinking of the guy who usually makes my prop. I was like, I don't know how he does this because
Yeah.
it's a lot of work building stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Dang, you got a lot of skills under your in these hands of yours.
Child, I came back the other day when I went out of town for 3 days and I had the prop sitting up because it's supposed to sit up like a hair prop. So when I came back, I just wanted to see how long it sit up. When I came back, it was half down and half up because I needed to have enough tape on the back. So I'm learning process of building a prop that I would never do again. But I just know that this is my first time building a hair prop like this, like really going in and doing it and focusing on it, knowing the ins and out of how to keep it up straight and da 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 da. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah, okay. Wow, I can't wait to see it. The way you describing it. I think I have an idea. Is it on your page? Did you show it on your page?
It probably was on there when my grandkids was spraying it that
Yeah,
day.
yeah, I saw that when they was
Yeah,
spraying different colors.
yeah.
Oh
They
wow.
always want something to do when they come over here.
Wow, put them to
Yeah.
work. Okay.
And I do.
I love that. Do you have a current mini win, like a small win or milestone that's leading up to a bigger goal that you've accomplished so far this year?
What I realized basically this week, maybe this month, not this week, was that my goal, it changes because it's called growth. And every time, I started out just doing hair, doing finger waves and ponytails to having a whole house full of people in my mother house to where I had to go work at a salon and then I had to go to school. And it was
Mhm.
like back and forth from school, working at the salon. It was just a lot, but it's growth for me. Every time I do something, I want to know what's next.
Yeah.
And starting out at my mom's house to going to a salon, to going to celebrity hairstyling, to now even to going into competing, to now I want to be into creative director for shows. I want to do the creative process of putting on a hair presentation at hair shows and hair trade shows, everything, just
Yeah.
anything hair. I want to be able to be a creative director for it because it's fun.
Yes. And you've already
Hectic,
done it.
but it's fun.
Yeah. You got the proof of concept that you know how to do it too. Winning
Right.
all these competitions and stuff.
I'm trying.
So if you weren't a hairstylist, this is probably gonna be a hard question because I feel like your world is hair. But if you weren't a hairstylist, is there anything else you could see yourself doing?
No, because when I was when I graduated from high school, I told my mother I wanted to go to beauty school, and she was like, "No, you're going to DeVry." I had to go to the school for business operations at DeVry, but I
Oh,
quit after the first semester because I was like, I can't do this. They was doing a test every day. It was a quiz or a test. I'm like, who has time to study? It takes me
right.
forever to get to school. I got to get up at 5 in the morning just to be there at 8 because I had to travel so far to get to the school. It was just a lot, and I knew that that wasn't for me. And the crazy part is when I my trade that I took up was called business operations, and they would ask you what type of business did you want to open. Why did I say a hair salon? I wanted to manage a hair salon. In
Yeah.
all actuality, I wanted to do hair. So it ended up me just doing hair, and I was like, "This is it. This is what I wanted to do anyway." So,
I love that. I was like the same. I wanted to do hair when I graduated from high school. My goal was I'm going to go to cosmetology school. I'm going to open up my own hair salon, but I graduated when I was 17.
oh
So
wow,
everybody was like, "Oh, you should go to college. You need a backup plan." That type of vibe. So I
I
went to
get
business
I
school too.
that it ain't your plan is the plan. The one that you want to do, that's what you do. That's
Yeah.
just how I feel. That's where I'm at with the whole, just all of that. Because once my mother told me that, I was like, nah, I'm going to beauty school because this
Mhm.
is what I want to do. I mean, if I'm in a regular college and I'm telling them that I wanted to own a hair salon, why
Yeah.
am I owning a hair salon when I just don't? And then in high school, I used to draw hairstyles for girls to get their hair done anyway. So I knew it
Okay.
was always in me.
I love that. Yeah, I ended up going to college and I'm a makeup artist. I'm still in the beauty industry, but
Oh,
I don't do hair, but it still ended up here. So it
it's
still
still the
works out.
same. It's the beauty world.
Hmm. Yeah, that's it for the icebreakers. That was fun. I love
Oh
that you
wow.
mentioned your just the way you jumped around from like your mom's house to the salon and all of that because I wanted to ask you, how does your vision for your career when you were first starting off in the early days compare to what you've actually been able to accomplish?
Well, I guess it all came to life. Like I said, she told me because even in beauty school, once I decided to go to beauty school and I was going to school, and that was around the corner from my mom's house. I'm like, that was even quicker. And the reason why is my cousins were doing everybody's hair in Marietta, Georgia, and I'm like, I want to do everybody hair too. And I used to love all the creative styles, but it just took me there to just go from the beauty school. Wait, what was the question? Because I get lost in titles.
Yeah, just like how's your vision for I guess what you thought your career was going to be compared to how it actually turned out?
Well, that's the thing. I knew that it was supposed to be hair, but I didn't know that I was going to be doing celebrity hair. But the thing was, that was the whole thing about growth. Every time you turn around, I do something for so long and so much, it's time to figure out what's next. And that's how I feel right now. It's like, what's next? And what's next to me is being a creative director for shows. And I have one on the table right now that I'm waiting for them to confirm this week. And if they do, it's going to be amazing for the beauty world. And I can't wait to just be, this will be my first time being a creative director, for a show. And when I
Yeah.
went into the meeting, the man was like, you're hired. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I love. So were you like pitching yourself? Were you like seeking out shows that you wanted to do and pitching to
The
them?
crazy part is I didn't even pitch myself. It was a meeting with the lady who was actually putting the event together.
Hmm.
She was meeting with one of her sponsors, and when I came in, I guess I helped seal the deal because she told him that I was the fantasy hair king and the hair battle king and da 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 da, and we want to use him and we want to hire him to be the creative director. He's like, you're hired, you're hired. As
Yeah.
soon as he told him, the few things that I've done and who I've worked with, I guess, and that just got me the job. And I love that, I put my footwork in this game, and some people don't understand that, but putting that work in matters because it helps at the end. And I feel like being a creative director is going to be so much fun for me. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people just see the end result. They don't see the journey of
No,
all the things that you've been doing to, get to where you are.
30 years.
30 years.
Hmm.
You look so young though. How you
I know, I'm 54, girl.
No way. Oh
Yeah.
my God. If y'all are only listening to the audio, you have to come on YouTube and watch because you do not look 54.
My son is 30. So that's how everybody, as soon as they see me and my son, either think we're brothers or not like father and son, but definitely we look alike. So
So he's been doing hair for 30 years and drinking from the fountain of youth, obviously, because that is
girl,
amazing.
these bones will tell it though.
Them old bones. Okay. So let me see. When did celebrity work come into play? So were you working in a salon? Like how did
No.
it?
So what happened with that was, yeah, I was in the salon, but I was in Marietta, Georgia at one point, and then I ended up working in the salon, opening a salon in Atlanta, and I felt like it was just going from one place to the next place, and then I was going to all the industry parties, and I'm like, I want to do these celebrities hair because I was like seeing people hair back then, like Mary J. Blige with the flips. Just so happened, the guy who was doing her hair is Trey Major, and we ended up being so cool, and it's like he was like an idol to me. Him and
Mhm.
Deion Alexander, who was doing Little Kim, and
Yeah.
um, Oscar James. Those were my main three. And then from Atlanta was Gail Hudson. She used to do Monica and all them. So I used to always see it. And when I see the artists on TV, I used to be like, I can do that. I can do their hair better than that. And of course, everybody thinks they could do something better. And it
Hmm.
shouldn't have been that I could do it better. It's just, this is what I can do. I want to do that. I shouldn't say that I could do it better than somebody else because you don't want to take out somebody else. You just want to go in and just do what you do best and let
Hmm.
people, judge you on that. And that's what happened with me in Atlanta. I just was like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And it started out with Little Kim, with Left Eye. They came to my salon and I did her for a photo shoot. And I was like, I want to do celebrity hair. And then one time Trina came to Atlanta for Gay Pride weekend. And I went to her show, and the guy who does her nails hooked me up with doing her hair. And I did her hair for free that day. I was like, I just wanted to do your hair. Just, tell me what you think. She loved her hair. And she was like, will you be in New York for the MTV Music Awards? And I'm like, no, I don't live in New York. I live in Atlanta. But I said yes anyway.
Right.
And she basically was, instead of asking me would I be there, she was just basically asking me was I available. And ever since then, I knew that I wanted to be in New York. After I did Trina for them awards, I ended up getting a flight. Little Kim's hairstylist hit me up and asked me, can I come do Kim's hair for something? Because she wasn't able to do it. She was doing like Faith, Mary, and Kim at the same time. She was doing all of
Wow.
them. She wasn't able to do it for MTV House of Styles. I was so happy because I don't think people in this industry understands that the respect that you give the person who's doing the hair. And she was doing Little Kim hair, but I was always into the dash. She be killing them styles, but I know I could do some Atlanta styles, da 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 da. And I used to
Mhm.
send her hairstyle. I used to do photo shoots and send her pictures of my work.
Yeah.
And I used to bug her weekly and be like, do you need any help? Do you need any help? And it paid off. And Deion Alexander called me and was like, you want to do Kim's hair for so and so? And I went up there and I did my own buddy pass on a flight, went
Mhm.
to New York, And I went to the photo shoot, did her. It was for MTV Styles. My first time meeting Kim. She was so sweet and so nice. And what's crazy is I used some of the wigs that Dion supplied for me, and then
Yeah.
I brought a few of my own. And Kim loved the orange flip wig that I did for her. If you ever Google MTV House of Styles, you'll
Uh-huh.
see Kim had the blue wig, she had the orange wig, she had the blonde wig with. It's actually a picture on my wall on that side. You can see Kim with the Gucci outfit on with the long blonde body wave hair. That was my first shoot with Kim in New York, and I knew that's where I wanted to be. And I just packed all my shit up, excuse my language, and moved to New York
And
and
moved to New York?
made my career happen the best way I could.
Wow. I was going to ask you about that too, because I'm imagining at that time was Atlanta wasn't a hot spot yet for celebrities to be in and out.
They were getting people from Atlanta. That's the crazy part is
Okay.
that Gail, who lived here, she was doing Monica and doing Mary because Mary used to wear the infusions. So Gail used to fly out of town all the time, and I wanted that lifestyle. But child, you got to be careful what you ask for because maybe flying and all of that wears you thin. And again, I've been all over the world, everywhere. Tokyo, Japan. Like I loved going to Japan and Tokyo, seeing the girls wearing pink bobs, blonde on this side, pink on this side, cutting the angle. I used to be like, damn, Terrence, you started that trend with these girls. Like it was so dope. I love that, I was a trendsetter at the moment and that I'm traveling the world with the craft that God gave me. So it can pay off and it's always what's next, what's next, what's next. It happens that way. Right
Yeah.
now, I want to be a creative director. That's what I decided what's next. So it's like if you're the type of person I am, and I am a Capricorn, I love to keep going, going, going until it's, whatever's next happening. And I
Mm.
like growth. So I think everything pertains to growth in what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure. How would you say you developed your signature style? Is it based off of where you're from, or does it come from just, I guess, the people around you?
Which signature style?
It's like whatever you decide to create, like, and
I
somebody could look at it and be like, Terrence, I know Terrence did that.
That's crazy because people say that to me all the time. They be like, I knew that you did that. And it's crazy because this Sunday, the Real Housewives, this is actually one of the hairstyles that's going to be on there. It's a little different on the show though, but we'll be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kenya Moore that's going to be the episode where she got put off on. But that's the episode where all the drama happened. It just so happened. I was like, well, that's good because we're on that episode. So I'm sure everybody's going to be tuned in.
Right,
But
they
what
want to
they're
see that
going to
hair.
get to see is I have 64 people on my team that I mentor.
Hmm.
And I brought 4 people on there to do fantasy hairstyles on her show because she wanted all purple hair on her show for a fantasy competition. So we made up a fantasy competition. We made it happen.
Nice.
She made a fantasy competition and we all competed against each other. But even though we was on the same team,
Yeah.
it- and I won. Um, I was glad too because I was like, damn, we are on national TV. Please don't lose against your team. Even though I'm a
Okay.
mentor, I wouldn't even be mad if one of them would have beat me because we're all on the same
You're
team.
still
But I'm
winning.
glad I won. But yeah, that stuff like that, it's just always something next and what's new, and it'll take you to the next level if you just keep pushing.
That's what I'm starting to realize too. Everything is just about saying yes to the next opportunity, one
Yeah.
day at a time, one foot in front of the other. And before you
Mhm.
know it, you're from the salon and you're creating, directing, shows. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I felt like that's the process that we are supposed to go through. If you understand the word growth, you'll know that that's what it does. When I moved to New York, I was working on Tyra Banks, what's the show? America's Next Top Model. They
Hmm.
called me in to do the Black Girls, which was crazy because I was pissed because you called me in to do the Black Girls, but y'all didn't air the black guy doing the Black Girls. Y'all only aired the white people doing the black. That was so wrong for that. And when I saw it air, I just knew I was gonna be on TV because the cameras was on me doing the black girl's hair. They never
Wow.
showed me. They just showed. I think they showed my hand or something, but anything, but they never showed me doing the black girl's hair. And I was kind of upset about that, but it is what it is. But
Mhm.
that showed me that when I saw her makeup artist, Jay Manuel,
Yeah.
he was actually a creative director then. To me now, knowing this is the process he probably went through, was he was started out doing makeup because he used to do Trina makeup when I was doing Trina's hair.
Oh,
So
wow.
he was a makeup artist that went from a makeup artist to being a judge on the show where he was a creative director of Top Model. He was one of the creative directors for the show.
Right. All the
It,
shoots and
it,
stuff.
it's all growth. And that's where I want to be. I want to keep growing in the beauty industry somehow, some way in the creative field, if anything.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
when it's your passion, that's what you will want to do. You want to keep it still in your veins and keep going.
Absolutely. What's the like biggest like myth or misconception you've heard or just people think about being a celebrity hairstylist? Is it as
That
popular
we're
as,
rich.
huh?
That we're rich.
You not rich?
No, ma'am. I'm rich in spirits. Um, I think that they always think that we got money all the time. We just get tired of it. I think me and a couple of my other celebrity friends like Derek J and all them, we always talk about that. Be like, because when I hang out with Derek, it's like, who gonna pay? Like when we go out, we literally go from club to club to club.
Yeah.
So if I'm in this club, I pay for the drinks first. It doesn't matter. Whoever's at the bar, we just pay for. It's three of us. We always hang out. Pay for all three drinks. Derek might go on the line first, pay for all three of us to get in the club. We don't even argue about who's paying for what. It's just whoever does it, just do it and we do it.
Hmm.
We don't feel like either one of us, and I'm a real person. I'm real. Like I'm like everybody else. I get people sending me money. I'm not sending me money, sending me requests to make hairstyles and all that other stuff. It's making money. Of course, we making money. It don't mean we rich because, but I want to get to a bigger scale. And being a creative director, those are the checks that I want. Then I'm gonna say I'm rich. Right now, I just make my money and I handle what I gotta handle. Like I woke up today and realized I gotta pay a $400 power bill tomorrow, and I'm like, why is my power bill $400?
Right.
So it doesn't matter what we make is going to be gone anyway. So we're not rich. We make money. But I guess I just need to handle it a little differently. But I know that I want to be a creative director with a bigger check. And I know my worth. Some people don't pay us our worth. And a lot of people in the industry try to get what they can. And social media kind of messes that up too because people do stuff for free that
Yeah.
literally knocks us out the water where we can't even work no more. So it's
Mm.
not hard. And I wish a lot of people in the industry would be honest about that and stop you know, showing a different thing on social media when I've seen that's not how a lot of them live. You got to be honest to these people because when they jump into this field, that's what they're going to expect. You
Right.
need to teach them responsibility. And that's just how I feel. Like it's nothing easy when I get jobs. Every time somebody call me for a job, I try to include the team that I work with, my Legion of Glam. I always try to see if y'all want to come do it, if you want to come work for free. Cause I can't pay if they giving me $500 for something, I got to make sure, well, what I'm doing for $500, because that ain't no money for me. I
Right.
always try to turn it towards my team members and let them do it. I don't try to turn down no jobs. I try to at least say, well, I'll come, but I'll let them do the job. And because I want them to get the whole experience because no one gave that opportunity to me when I was coming up. I had to hustle, hustle, hustle. And that
Yeah.
was some hard ass hustling because I used to be in New York crying, calling my friends for $25. Can I get $25 to pay my phone be cut off. Like it was a struggle. And a lot of people
Mhm.
don't know what struggle means in this game because social media made it easier for them to just get it that way, but they don't know how to handle it though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It is a tough road. And I don't know if it's the same for hairstylists, but I know makeup artists, there's always this concept of gatekeeping. Is it the same for hairstylists?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's the same, and I don't understand why. I'm not like that. I try to share as much as possible, but I see that people working clicks, people have their friend or they hire their friend. I'm like, I try to just give everybody a chance and everybody, and I love to go to award shows and everything because I see everybody there. Like that's when we have a glam reunion at award shows,
Yeah.
and because we're working, but we also get to see, oh, there goes Yusef. He does Rihanna hair. That's my friend Yusef. Like I just love stuff like that. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I get to see everybody at Hebs because I see you guys at Hebs. They have a good old roster, and I
They have
love
a
that.
lot of good people coming through.
Yes, I
I
love
can't
Lisa
wait.
Tokyo. I love Larry. Derek J is my baby. I love everybody that's coming there. And I can't wait, to sit and rub shoulders with Claire Summers. And some people don't understand just being in a room with people like that is important. It
Hmm.
inspires you to go even further.
Yeah,
It
I know
really does.
for me, like being able to be in a room with other people like that is like, oh, I must be doing something too if I'm in the room in great company.
Hmm.
It's a pleasure and honor to be invited to spaces like that. And then you also gotta leverage the room too. Don't just not say anything.
I tell people that all the time. Just say enough. Sometimes you could be seen but not heard at the same time. And it's
Hmm.
important to just be seen. I know that, and I don't want to get off the subject. Well, it is the same thing. Me and my best friend, when I first got started in Atlanta, we used to go to all the industry parties. She, I was taking pictures with people. She was taking pictures with people, and I was taking the pictures for her. And she took one with Diddy. And this is a great story to tell. Is that she was like, "You don't want to take one with him?" I said, "Nope." I said I didn't want to take one with him because I felt like I'm going to be where he's at one day, or I'm going to be next to him working one day, that I don't have to feel like I'm a groupie or a fan. And I don't want to feel like that because that's not the route that I want to go. And it's ironic that I really said that. And the only picture I took with somebody that night was Genuine. And I'll never forget because I was a fan of Genuine anyway. But
Yeah.
with Diddy, it was just different. And I was like, he was so big. And I was like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to seem like a groupie at a party. And it's ironic that I'm glad that I didn't do it because when I started working with Nicki Minaj and we were shooting the Hello Good Morning video, I'll never forget that he started managing Nicki and I started working with him because it came back around full circle. And I was like,
Wow.
I'm so glad I didn't have to feel like that groupie vibe because now I'm working with him. And I also can never forget a comment that he made to her that she told me that she was like, if you, he said, if you keep wearing these Atlanta hairstyles and da da da, he called them Atlanta hairstyles, that you're gonna have to be stuck with them because everybody's gonna want to see you with that.
Uh-huh.
And he was basically wanting her to stop, but she was like, even for the Hello Good Morning video, he told her to wear black hair. As you see, she wore blue hair, and she killed that video. He killed that video.
Oh my gosh, I
So
have so many like
story,
questions now.
ask him, girl.
Because even you worked with Little Kim, so that it also came in proximity too. But also, when you said something about the Atlanta hairstyles, me and one of my friends were having a conversation recently. Like, I feel like there are no more regional hairstyles anymore. Like, you can't really look at somebody and be like, "Oh, that's she from Atlanta, she from Detroit, she from." What do you
Um,
think? It seems like everybody's just
it
the same now.
depends. Yeah, you can't. Well, if they do their homework, you wouldn't be regional because the way when you ask me what would like inspire me, whatever kind of, I used to look at hair magazines. That was a book called Hair for Now. I would go to the magazine stands in New York and get all those, the little fashion week magazines like Paris magazines. The Hair for Now would have hairstyles over in London and Paris, and
Mm,
I would look through them and I would try to put two hairstyles in one. I was just creating stuff, just making stuff happen the best way you can, and that's what I love about Tokyo Styles. Every time I see something Tokyo do, takes the next step further, and I'm like, where is these girls at that like stuff like this? Because these girls don't want to step off. That's what I loved about Nikki, her, Remy. They
yeah, they
like
want
to
to play
step.
it safe. Everybody wants to play
Yeah,
it safe.
if you play it safe, you're gonna look safe, and you're not gonna be able to win that way. You got to literally play the game. Like that's
Mhm.
just that. And I felt like in my era of working, and this is gonna always run into Nikki, of course, is that it was a Gaga and Nikki. So everybody was wanting to see what Nikki was gonna look like on the red carpet. If it wasn't Gaga, what she looked like on the red carpet, because it was a hair thing, and I
Right.
loved every minute of that. It was just fun.
Yes. Yes. And then also, how do you, okay, I don't even know how to ask this question because it's something that I'm just kind of not struggling with, but as far as working with Diddy and like all the stuff that he has going on, do you feel like the work that you've done around him is tainted in a way, or do you still take pride in the work that you've done?
I don't think nobody should take away what we've
Okay.
accomplished because of something that's going on with him right now. That like I posted a picture in my story and people look it looks like, is it even in here? It looks like it's an edited photo, but it's not. It's a photo of me. It's right here. I'm gonna try to pull the camera over there.
Yeah,
I
it's
ain't gonna
fine.
just so you know, girl,
I
I ain't gonna
love
flip
this
the camera.
wall. This is so dope.
Oh, let me turn the camera because I ain't it'll make it easier. Let me see. How do you turn the camera? Never mind.
Ah, I love this
What?
room, all these pictures. This is all your work.
Oh yeah, let me move my finger. I don't even know where the camera's at. See, it's pictures on this wall, and it
Yeah.
goes on this wall and on this wall.
Wow.
But I wonder if you could see this is. Can you see that picture of me, Diddy, and
Yep. Uh-huh.
so people think that that's an edited photo. And I posted that picture in my story the other day, and it's crazy that you thought that you said that, and that thought crossed your mind that what do I think, or because of what's going on. I honestly don't, look at stuff like that. I mean, that's something. That's an old picture. That's an album cover. We were shooting Nicki's album cover, and I just so happened to get caught in the photo while I was fixing her hair. He just jumped in the picture, and that's where that picture came from. What
Yeah.
can people take away from that photo? It's an old photo. I mean, you can't say, "Oh, you down with Diddy or whatever." It just has nothing to do with that. And then his son's mother, me and Misa used to manage me. So we're all cool and good friends and stuff. So I don't really get into stuff like that. Like whatever happened in the press and all that, that's them. Has nothing
Yeah.
to do with me. And um prayers up for those victims and things that happen to other people or what are they saying happened to them. I just don't get into stuff like that. I mean, what happened with me was that's a photo and he was in the photo and I'm
Hmm.
not going to not post it because of
Right.
what's going on with him. I mean,
True.
I don't understand when people do stuff like that, but I get it. They do it with
Yeah,
the
I asked that
reason.
too because I had the chance to work the Bad Boy reunion concert with Total. Like the first night they came, I
I
was working
love
with
them.
Total. So anytime that was a great experience for me. I was backstage and saw so many people backstage. Like Lil Kim was here in her dressing room. Mary J. Blige was in that. No, Lil Kim was here. Mary J. Blige was here, and Mace was on the other side, like in our corridor or whatever. So it's a great experience for me, but sometimes I'd be wondering, like, if I mentioned that I worked this, are people gonna like side eye me or something like that if I say I worked the
They
Bad
can't
Boy?
blame you for that. That's your resume. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Can't take that away from me and my resume. So I'm never gonna not post that picture if I don't want to. I was just because of what's going on now it has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And as far as like etiquette, since you work with a lot of celebrities and you have your Legion of Glam, you're bringing them along. What kind of advice do you give them as far as etiquette when working with like high profile clientele?
So when I bring them on set, depends on who I'm working with, who I'm working with. I try to tell them, and the artist may say something different, but mine is wear all black, be professional, and they know me. I'm the type of person. I've worked with Tyler Perry, and I remember he didn't allow people to chew bubblegum on set. It was crazy. I never forget when he asked me, "You got candy in your mouth?" I'd never forget because when they told me that about him, I did him for Boo too. I did his wig for Medea when the movie
Oh
Boo 2.
wow.
So when I was on set and I'm looking and I'm like, I heard it before I went on set, but I didn't know. Then when somebody had candy in their mouth, it flashed back in my head what somebody told me when he said, "You got gum in your mouth," and I'm like, "Oh shit, that was for real." So I
Uh-huh.
was like, "This is crazy," but I love his work ethic. And on the trailer, it was me doing the Medea wig. Then he had somebody else doing the Joe wig. Then he had somebody else doing the Joe prosthetics on the face. And then he had his
Yeah.
regular makeup artist. So all of us had a chair. So when he comes on the trailer, whatever chair he comes to, that's who character he's about to be. So we have to be ready. And we shot that movie in 1 week. But when I have people working with me on set, I try to teach them and that because I did it myself. That was my first time working with Tyler Perry. And I just was observant. I didn't talk much, and I just did my job. And I wore all black, and I just stayed right there whenever they called. Whenever he came on the trailer, did my job, and that's that. And I
Yeah.
try to teach them the way that I know. I don't know any other way. I don't know, and I just try to teach them to be more professional because the world right now is all about cameras and phones, and
Yeah.
not everybody wants you to shoot them behind the scenes with your camera. They don't want behind the scenes footage out. So I try to teach them, don't put the camera out if they don't allow you. And I tell them, don't bring your cameras or don't shoot nothing behind the scenes on set. Period.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people know. I know Brat knows that about me because she called me one time. I was like, "Did you told them about that, right?" And I was like, she said, "I knew you was strict about that." And I see one of your people on set with their camera. Like, I love that Brat told me. Like, you never know who's watching.
Exactly.
So I try to teach them a certain way of, just etiquette on set. And the best way to be is just to be observant and just quiet. Just, you can network all you want to, but I think that your work will always speak for itself or to make somebody else call you back.
Yeah, absolutely. We are in a day and age where people want to take selfies and, show the
Yeah.
process. Because if you didn't post it, it didn't happen. So
Right.
people want to, take
It's a
that
lot. It's
selfie.
hard to do because I be wanting to do it too sometimes. It's hard to do, but it's always a way to figure it out. Like my way of figuring that out is the pieces that I make. I just film myself making the pieces behind the scenes. So if the footage finally comes out, I would edit a quick video of me making that piece and then showing what it looks like when the video or the thing came out, and just be like, that was my work. I don't have to be
Right.
behind the scenes on set. I can show you behind the scenes of me making these pieces.
Yeah, I like that. That's a hack. Are you a part of the
It
union?
works. No, girl, I never wanted to be in no union. Every time I worked on a show or a movie, it would have to be an artist request. I did Jennifer Hudson for Sex and the City,
Hmm.
and they did artist requests because I wasn't in a union. But I knew it was a few people on there. Even when I did American Idol, I was Nicki's hairstylist, and Mariah had a makeup artist that wasn't in the union. And they said that Idol, I think they only had two passes for people not in the union. And I think I got one, and one of Mariah's people got the other one. But
Nice.
you got to get an artist request in order, to work on the union set or whatever. If the artist requests you, you have first, especially if you. I knew that I was not worried about nobody taking my job. They tried that with W Magazine. They didn't want me to do Nicki's hair for the cover, but they wanted to use my wigs, but they didn't want me to be the hairstylist. It was weird as hell. Shit like that be making me so mad.
That's
And I
crazy.
still posted it. That's my work. Those are my wigs. And that. I was still there. She requested that I be on set too, though. You have to find a loyal artist too, as well at the same time. Someone that, will
Go
go to
fight for
battle
you.
for you too. Because not all of them will go to battle for you. Some of them will only do what the people say and they
Mm-hmm.
get lost. And I've seen some artists that I worked with from back then do what the people say and they didn't get nowhere.
That,
You got to stick to your guns in this game.
yeah, absolutely. Stand your ground. Sheesh. Now let's talk about this fantasy hair stuff because I am very intrigued about what you do and the production side of it. But what would you say you love the most about the competition and like what drew you to competing?
So damn, that is crazy. Well, because I guess for one, I'm an artist. Anyone that does hair and makeup, we all are artists. And artists in general doesn't mean just singing, rapping, da da da. Artist means getting that pen and paper. If you can draw, because if you do makeup, you can draw. You just is there something? Is some type of form of art with that pen and paper, and we put it together. I put it together with hair. I love that. I saw all kind of creative stuff. I used to go to Bronner Brothers back in the day, so that was the beginning of Terrence Davidson with fantasy because my very first fantasy competition, I used my son's mother as a model, but I didn't go by the rules because they said a third of the head. But me not knowing what the hell a third of a head was at the time, I was just new into hair. I
Uh-huh.
put her inside this big old glass. I got a glass square box made it look like a fish tank and put a rock on the inside. And I had her in a mermaid outfit, but the hair was too much hair. You was only supposed to have a certain part. If I would have pulled it up to a ponytail that did something going up, I
Okay.
would have probably won that, but I didn't win or place because I had too much hair. But the whole inside of a fish tank, she was a mermaid inside of a fish tank. It was so dope.
And mermaids need hair.
And I
What?
was like, yeah, I just know being creative and getting into competitions was just my life. And just, I don't know where it came from. I know that I used to draw a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that hair was my way of expressing it even more.
Yeah, yeah. So what would you say is something that sets you apart from the other competitors when you've won these competitions?
Oh, I don't know. I'm good. They just I when it's so funny. One hair battle, and she's my friend now. Her name is Texas T. She's from San Antonio, Texas, and she said that what she remembers about me was if Bronner Brothers would have all the four contestants backstage, but we all have a tent. This is my tent. This is somebody's tent. This is the other one. This is the other one. I went to everyone's tent and introduced myself. Hi, I'm Terrence Davidson. Nice to meet you. Good luck on stage. It's nothing to me. It's like, let's get on the stage and have fun. And when I got on the stage, I was so nervous because everybody wants to win so bad, they forget to enjoy what they're doing. And I
Yeah.
tell you, no lie, I got a crown made. I put the crown on the stage and I stood on top of the crown. So every model I got would come in front of me and I would comb their hair out in front of the crown. You could probably find that in the thing. I forgot what year it was.
Oh my God.
But when I stood on the crown, I was so nervous, and it was over thousands of people in the audience. And I'm
Hmm.
standing there, and we recording it for BET. That's another thing. So I'm
Wow.
standing there, and the first thing I just said to myself was, "Have fun, Terrence." I kid you not. I felt like something just came out of my body and just went away, and I just started singing and doing the hair. If you look at that, it was my concept was called the evolution of illusion, and that means that's when Caitlyn, what's her name?
Jenner?
Caitlyn Jenner was transitioning into a woman.
Hmm.
Whatever he was doing, she was doing. I felt like the evolution of illusion is different compared to back in the day when you could tell that that's a man, but now you
Hmm.
can't tell that that's a man. That's what the concept was, the evolution of illusion. So I had people that was the illusion of Whitney Houston, the illusion of Little Kim, the illusion of Patti LaBelle. You have got to see it.
I would have.
It's
Is it on YouTube or anything?
DM me and I'll send you the clips
Okay.
of the competition. You're gonna see the Whitney Houston, you're gonna see the Patti LaBelle, you're gonna see the Little Kim one, and whatever one I did Nicki as well. And I
Wow.
did the evolution of illusion. So each person I used was a transgender that was giving the illusion of that artist. And that was my concept of evolution of illusion, how good it looks now compared to back in the day where you could tell, but now you cannot tell.
Yep.
And I was like, that's what I called it. And I won with that. But when I got on that stage, I literally just said, have fun. And it just seemed like something just flew out of me. And I just started doing the hair and singing the music. And I looked at the video and I was like, I really was having fun because I was singing and working at the same time. And I just let all that nervousness just go away. And I won that one. It was
I,
so much fun.
I love
I
that.
think
Just get up there.
Latoya Luckett was the host for that one. I remember that.
Nice. Just get up there and have fun. Now, were you going to say hello? Or you trying to go and peek at what they was doing in their tent?
Girl, both.
Two things could be true at the same time.
Yeah, but I did definitely want to speak to everybody. And me and her are friends to this day. We're like brother and sister. Like she comes to Atlanta, she stays at my house. I go to Texas, I stay at her house.
Mhm.
And I just love that about her that we didn't look at each other. She said when she lost that competition that she was even more mad at me because if you turn in your music first, and if you have a song that somebody else who turns it in after you have, you get to keep it. They can't keep it. The
Whoa.
bad part was she had Big Frida in her show. Big Frida has that song with Beyonce. I didn't come to play with you hoes.
Mm-hmm.
I just came to slay. I put that in my music.
Mm-hmm.
So my first thing when it was coming out was I had that in my music, and she said she's so mad because she brought Big Frida to perform that song in her show, but Big Frida couldn't even perform her own song because I already had it in my show and I turned my music in first.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do, because I don't be playing about my music and I don't play about getting ready for shows.
Dang, that is good. That is good to know for people who want to go out there and compete. Turn your music in first.
I'll be telling them because if you get up there, everybody playing the same song. So that's what their rule is. People can't have the same songs.
Wow. I just had like a flashback of Bring It On when the girls had like the movie Bring It On, they had the same
Yeah.
song and they had to go out in the same routine though.
When
That was
Gabrielle Union was on that one. Yep. Was it? And the girls from the what was them girls? 80 damn, that's the song 808.
Oh, from Black.
From Black, yes. I
Hmm.
worked with them before. That's the crazy part.
I love that. You
Child, I done been with everybody.
yeah, 30 years. Shoot.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, I know you'll be judging at Hebs this year. You're judging the wild and crazy fantasy hair competition.
I'm excited.
Yes. What do you like? So, as a judge, are you looking for something in particular for a winning look? Hey, why am I frozen? Get it
It,
together.
it ain't
Hey.
frozen no more.
Oh, was okay. So, as a judge, are you looking for anything in particular, or like is each judge looking for judging something individually, or are you all looking for something in particular for the winning look?
I want to look for something that's wild and crazy. I want to look
Eh?
for something that's totally just different. Like, okay, I'm gonna show you since we already here.
Yeah,
Well, I got to turn my camera a certain way because, girl, I'm doing an interview in my underwear and a hoodie.
I know
I
that's
know.
right.
That'd be so funny when people be telling me they did that from home. Let me see if I could show you. It's just sitting up on the thing, but to me, this is my prop. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yes. Wow.
So that's my prop that's going to be on the stage. Um, and I feel like
Wild and
if
crazy.
you come with something different or come with something that's just unexpected. Give me a wow factor. Give me something. And that's what happened with the winner last year. She gave me a wow factor. She got on the stage. Now, granted, I wish it was a different way of entering the stage for them or whatever, but this year is different. I do know that they have changed it up a little bit, which is great. I can't wait because she when she came on stage, her model had her whole dress up like this. So you couldn't even see her head or her face. I don't know if you've seen any clips from that one.
Mm-mm, I haven't
Her
seen it.
whole dress was up, so all you seen was her dress up, and then her bottoms was green tights, and I was like, well, what is this? And the whole time I was just, no, no. But when her music started and she was just spraying the thing, she sprayed bubbles on it, like spraying water on a flower. The dress came down. And when the dress came down, she had a whole bunch of big pieces made that looked like flowers made out of hair. And it came all the way down her dress. And she did a wow factor to me. I felt like she did her thing. And then she came out of that dress and she had on a whole nother outfit. It just kept coming and coming with something different. And it's important to just keep the minds of a judge,
Yeah.
and your creativity matters, the polished work matter, and your presentation matters. Everything matters, and model selection, all of that matters. You got to
Yeah.
entertain them people in that audience, and that's what I always done when I competed with Bronner Brothers. Even when they would think, or when I got disqualified, I tell Bronner Brothers to this day, I know that I won. I don't care what y'all say because I got disqualified because one of my models lifted her sign up in the air and her shirt lifted and you could see her nipples, but she had on pasties, but they still disqualified me. The last 8 seconds of my 15-minute presentation is when that happened, and I got disqualified. I knew I would have won that. I don't care.
Isn't
I
that
was
supposed
just
to be like nudity or something?
There's
Nudity?
no nudity in the competition. You can't have no nudity.
Free
And
the nipple,
I
number
was
one.
I went out. I had this chair in that competition, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I had this chair in this competition. I came out on the stage like Game of Thrones, and I was in this chair, and I had my whole king thing on, but you couldn't see me because I was painted blue. Because at the end of it was when I went into the genie bottle, and I rose up in the air on this lift,
Oh
and
my goodness.
I was like the genie, and I lifted up in the air. I need to post that. I keep saying I'm gonna post it. I am gonna post it today. But I rose up in the air like the genie, and my ponytail was like 100 and something feet long. I would have everybody walking down that stage all the way to in front of the judges with my ponytail. Those are wow factors. Those are
Mhm.
things that people wouldn't think would happen at a hair show. You'd be like, oh my God, he just rose up in the air. And my ponytail was on my head, and there was a whole bunch of balls, and it went all the way down. It probably took us months to make that because I would just work on it here and here and here and there, and the balls will go all the way down the runway, all the way down in front of the judges' table. But I
Oh
was
wow.
in the back of the stage, up in the air on a lift, like Aladdin, because I was painted blue like Will Smith, like the Aladdin. That was the
Mhm.
whole thing. And then you could just see me going up in the air on the lift. It was so dope.
I'm over here visualizing it. It sounds amazing. That's crazy. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
why
post
this
that
thing
on my
keeps on
page
freezing
today.
on me like that, making me look crazy.
It only do it for a second. It don't even stay long.
Yeah, I don't like it though. Tighten that. So what do you do with all that stuff? So all the, like that hair piece, the ponytail that took you all that time to make, like what do you do with all that stuff when you're done?
Some stuff I keep. I have in my wig room. I have a wig room which is over there,
No,
and
okay.
I keep it over there. I can show you that in a second. But I have my wig room. It's kind of like messy, but anyway, some stuff I keep, but then I keep stuff. But I do cabin retreats. That's how I mentor people, like once or twice a year. So the next one is in October. So I mentor people. I have 45 people come to a cabin. We drive from downtown Atlanta into 16 passenger vans, and we go up to the cabins, and we stay from Friday, and we come back on a Monday, and there is so much to do at the cabin with just learning. I have people coming from Canada. One girl come from Kuwait. They come from all over, and we all meet downtown Atlanta. We drive to the cabins, and I teach them basically, the things that they need to know in the industry. Just what I would teach them. We have a testimonial moment where, you sit there and you stand up, and we all sitting there in our pajamas. I give everybody get bathrobes with their name on it, and we're sitting there for the cabin, and we're sitting there by the fireplace, and everybody stands up and they say who they are, where they're from, and they explain it. It's so many teardropping stories
Mhm.
that you get to know the people that you're finally with, and that's why we're called the Legion of Glam. It's just a
Okay.
team of people from all over that work together. So when you go in another state, you might know this person from Legion of Glam. Now you can stay with them or you can work with them, but it's about networking and building as a team,
That's
and that's pretty much what we do. So I think I just threw off the damn question what you asked, but I was
Oh
trying to get
no,
to
I get
something.
it. You asked me, I was asking you what you do with the hair. So, the
Oh,
Legion of
so
Glam, they
when
get
we
to
do the
get the
look at me,
retreat.
girl, I'll be getting so damn lost in my conversation. So when we're at the cabins, I take a bunch of buckets of hair that might be old hairstyles that I got from hair shows or whatever. So on Sunday nights, we do a thing called the hair battle, the cabin battle. So I put all the new people on it. We always do 3 teams, and the cabin it sleeps 44 people, so it's like a three floor mansion, and has 14 bedrooms. So I will put one team on the top floor, one team on this floor, and one on the bottom floor, and they will work on their whole presentation Saturday night and all day Sunday. And Sunday
Mhm.
night is the hair battle, and one of them gets to win. They have to put together a 6 minute presentation, and I give them the music. I would pick the team captain in advance, but that's where all of that hair stuff goes. I
Yeah.
take it to the cabin, and I still let them figure out. We put it on the table, and they have to grab for it. And it's just the way. It's so much fun of how we do it. Where they grab for the hair, you got to grab for pieces, and then you
Yeah.
got to know. Now you got 2 days to figure out what to do with these pieces, how to make whatever you want to create, and put a show together with the music that I gave you.
Oh, that's fun. I could see
Yeah,
that being like a TV show.
I wish it was. I wish the right person want to come and film it because they've tried it before,
Mhm.
but I don't know what that person did with that footage. But I'm just getting tired of people saying do it, do it, do it, and it don't work out. But I wish I could record this one for real.
I could see that being like a competition show where like you really don't know what you're about to get. You got to make magic happen from the music
Yes.
and the pieces that you get. I don't even know if I got the right products to do what I want to do.
Exactly. And I don't let them come with I tell them what all to come to the cabin with anyway, so they don't
Okay.
come with they don't come with their hair tools and all that. They can, but not a lot, only just for themselves, because I want them to be creative with pens and bobby pins and not so much heat and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful because then you got to clean up behind these people, and then the people from the cabinet be done sent me a fine that I got to pay because these people done put
Glitter.
dye on the sheets and dye on the towels. I'm like, so now we change the rule every time. There's no dye, there's no coloring. If you do, da da da. So it's cool though. Last time somebody broke the TV, so we had to pay for a TV,
Oh my goodness. Can
and
you?
then nobody said they did it. That's to be the crazy part. Nobody knows who did it.
Yeah, nobody knows anything all of a sudden.
Because they drink too, they get to smoke and drink at the cabin too, and then it's a jacuzzi outside, so it's a lot. It's like one, two, I think it's four jacuzzis at the cabin outside on the back porch, so everybody be out there drinking and having fun. So it's
Yeah.
really really fun. I love the cabin retreats. I try to get whoever wants to come, get mentored, and just be a part of a great team. So
That sounds
nobody's perfect. Let me be clear. Nobody's perfect. So of course, you get the ones who arguing because that happens every retreat with the battle. You put people on a team, and the person that's in charge want to be two in charge. Then they get arguing with the other people, and then they don't want to be on the team. I'm like, that's not the purpose of why we're here. But it happens all the time that when
yeah.
they come and tell me that so and so is arguing, I'll be like, they'll be all right. You just got to let them get through it because that's not what we're here for. And if they understand and realize the purpose of why we're here, then they'll know they got to learn how to work with people.
Yeah. All them different personalities and everything like that
Hell yeah.
coming
But it
together.
works. And I'm excited about Hebs because there are people that took my retreat. And I'm so glad I wasn't part of the judging process of who picks who made it to the top.
Right. To compete.
7 of those people from my team made it to the top. And I was
Really?
glad because they ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't choose them.
So
They
how
got
many people
picked
are competing?
12.
12. So 7 out of 12 of those people are yours?
Well, 7 got picked, but I think only 6 of them are going to be competing. So
That's great.
I mean, they're on my team, but I mean, and I was like, well, it doesn't matter because I did, but 2 of them, let me see how many competed. 2 of them on my team competed last year.
Hmm.
And I'm glad that I don't do favoritism. One thing about me is that I'm glad that I'm a judge because people can see, because of course, the other people, you're going to tell if somebody cheating.
Right.
So I'm glad that I've been cheated on before. So I didn't like that, and I would never want to do that. And I would never be a part of that. But I love to see a fair judging system. And I think that working with Hebs was so amazing that that's what they do. And I'm glad that I didn't get to be a part of who got chosen because there are other people on the team that didn't make it. So I'm glad that they didn't think, oh, you picked them and didn't pick me.
Hmm.
I'm just glad that I didn't have to be a part of that because no, this is what happened. This is what the outcome was, and this is what they told me to tell whoever. So that was good. But the judging process is even better because it's still other people on the panel that you have to remember. Claire, me, Derek. If it's 5 people judging, there's 5 different scores. I don't know what score they gave this person, that person. It's just everybody's
Right.
scores adds up, and you'll be surprised because when we did a judging in Kevin Kirk had a cut party in Alabama, and the people who they thought was going to win the cut party, they didn't win because everybody's scores was different.
Right.
Nothing we could do about that.
Dang, wow. So what goes into your creative process that most people wouldn't expect? Because I was on your Instagram page and I saw you in the studio
Oh
preparing for
my,
like your 5 minute opening, if it's even 5 minutes anymore, because you said it might be a little long. But I saw
28 seconds more.
5 minutes and 28 seconds. But when I saw you in the studio, I was like, dang, I never thought about that as a part of the process as far as going to
It is.
mix your track and everything that you want for the show.
I be telling my engineer because he's the only engineer that I use ever since I started competing. I don't go to nobody else. I don't use anyone else because I like for people to know me and know even if I'm 15 minutes late getting in the studio, you already know to go ahead and have the music ready. So when I come in, let's get to work because I already know what I got to do. I literally tell my engineer, I was like, if I told him that if I knew what he did, if I knew how to do what he did, he wouldn't have a job. Because I
Mhm.
literally tell him where I want this word, where I want this word. Can we take this word? He be thinking I'm crazy when I bring the music in and mix them together. And he'd be like, what? You think that's gonna work? And I'd be like, put it on there. Let's see if it works. And it makes it work. I love it. And I feel like putting on a show contains more than just doing creative hair on the stage, you need to entertain these people. There needs to be music. There needs to be dancers. There needs to be crazy makeup. There needs to be crazy hair. There needs to
Mm.
be wow factors. You have to include a lot of stuff in putting a show together to entertain people out there.
Yeah.
Did I? And I voluntarily actually wanted to do that. I didn't. I just wanted to do it because I wanted them to see that you can put a show together in 5 minutes. Because a lot of people say that's not enough time. It is if you can do it correctly. It is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's just fun. And I mean, and it came out something that I literally work on every day. No lie, I literally come and work on this hairpiece every day on something. But I I don't rehearse for my shows. I only rehearse the day before or the day of. The way I
Really?
do it is the way I got the music. Once I finish the music, I send it to everybody who's in my show. If you know you're the like in this one, I have an Uncle Sam because I'm mixing the Super Bowl performance with Kendrick Lamar
Yeah.
with Lady Marmalade. So you remember the Little Kim, Lady Marmalade. So that hairpiece
Hmm.
is actually gonna be like the Little Kim character. So
Okay.
every component to it, whoever's playing that person, I tell them to watch either the Lady Marmalade video
Mm-hmm.
or I know that the Uncle Sam off of Samuel Jackson from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell the guy that's being him to listen to that, study the music, know your part. So you know when your part comes on, then that's when you need to walk on stage and walk off stage. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need to know nothing else in the show but your part. Once you
Okay.
know your part comes on, you walk out there and you walk back, and that's how we do it. That's how I've ever done any shows that I've done. Only people that rehearse are the dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even rehearse with them unless they're in Atlanta. I go to their rehearsals. But if they're not, like for Jersey, everybody I picked, my dancers are from Jersey. I don't know them. I just found somebody referred them to me. I don't know the person that's playing the little Kim. I just
Mm-hmm.
knew that she can deliver. I seen her page and she's trans. She's dope. She was on that show called Legendary. Her name is Kamaya.
Okay.
She's on that show called Legendary. I booked her to play that part. I picked the right people on my team who wanted to be Maya, and I knew the girl that can play the Christina Aguilera. I want people who can deliver on stage, so it makes your show easy. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. Everybody do their part. The show get together. It's a 5 minute show. We don't need that much rehearsal.
Right, right. So does this get expensive after a while? Like these
It
competitions,
does
you gotta hire people?
costumes. Yes, everybody has to get a check. The dancers alone are $1,000, and
That's
that's a deal because they was really supposed to be more than that. But
right,
I was like, "Can you do it for this amount?"
right. You only gonna be on there for 5 minutes, but I guess they gotta practice and learn a routine. Like all that stuff goes into
Yeah,
yeah,
but they don't got to
everything.
dance that long. But I want them to dance. I still wanted to give a Lady Marmalade burlesque vibe, so I wanted the dancers to dance in chairs. So we're gonna have chairs on stage where they're dancing like on burlesque, like the movie. So
Hmm.
it's a different vibe. I just tell people about it, and they be like, "Oh, Dad, we doing that? We doing that?" I'd be like, "Yeah, it's in my head, but it ain't in everybody else's head. Only thing in their head is their part."
Yeah. So what day is this competition at Hebs? Is it the May 4th or May 5th?
The fifth, that Monday.
Yes. What time?
That's a good question, girl. I need to ask that too.
Yeah,
I
we
hope
gonna find out. We gonna find out.
yeah, it's that Monday.
Surprise that they get.
Uh, girl, they win. First place gets 15,000. Second place gets is 15, 15, 3, and 2, I think. 15,000, then 3,000, then 2,000.
Okay.
See,
Well,
last year they had winner takes all, but I was like, I think y'all should do three places because it's too much money putting into these shows and
to
competing
not
to,
get anything.
yeah, at least give them three places and make it more fair. So they did. They broke it up, but I thought that was perfect. I'm happy about that. Very happy.
That's great. Well, I'll get to meet you in person. I'll be at Hebs on May 5th. I'm moderating a panel called Wisdom Well. So I'll be there. It's at 10:30 in the morning. So hopefully the competition is like later
It's
on.
after that. It
Okay,
is.
cool.
It's not that early. I think it's like 12, something like that. Maybe like 12 o'clock or
I gotta see this now. I don't know if I've actually seen a hair competition before. I've gone to Bronner Brothers before, but I was working. So I will only see things in glimpses, like if I like cut away from the booth real quick and like, walk around and see people doing stuff.
this one's totally different. I know that this one's different from last year and it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be bigger and better. I love that it has growth to it. And I'm the people that are competing are so talented. I can't wait that it's literally gonna be a battle. Because I don't know who gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
They all are so talented. They all have something creative. I can't wait. They're all like last year. There were people they had 5 minutes on stage and people was just walking around in a circle modeling. I'm like, this is not what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to change this. This year, it's changed.
Yeah.
They're going to see a show on that stage. Whoever gets up there, they're going to put on a presentation. That's important to me.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait
Yeah,
to see it. Wow. So if
me
y'all are
too.
listening, if you're in the New Jersey area, if you want to travel, like definitely come to Hibbs. The Hair Education Beauty Summit is going down on May 4th and 5th. Like I said, I'll be there on the 5th, so I get to
I'm
see
gonna go
what
every day. I mean, there's a panel I'm gonna go to. I'm going to the. You're not going to the yacht party Saturday night?
Mm-mm. See, I live in DC, but then I'm also
Uh,
doing but I don't even know how I'm going to do it yet, honestly. But I do a bus trip every year from DC to New York for the makeup show. We have a convention ourselves called the Makeup Show, and that's on May 4th.
oh wow.
And I don't know if I'm
Oh,
going to come back with them to DC and then come back in the next morning, or if I'm just going to stay overnight and let them go back on the bus. I haven't figured it out yet, but it's a lot going
girl,
on
just
that
stay
weekend.
overnight,
And
child, and
isn't that
catch the
like the
bus.
Met? That's like the Met weekend too, normally.
It is the Met weekend.
So it's a lot going on.
Damn, it sure is. And I
Mhm.
have to teach at a school that Tuesday. They want me to show them fantasy hair at Empire Beauty School in New York, in
Oh, okay.
Brooklyn. So I have to teach a fantasy competition. So what I did was, in my, proposal with them, I said, okay, if the students want me to come and teach at their school and they're not paying the rate that I really, really want, how about you buy all of those students their tickets to come to the Heb show on Monday and see the fantasy competition so that they can see what I created on stage? Because when I come to teach them, I'm going to show them how to make the little hair pieces that look like the little swervy things. I
Yeah.
said I want to show them how to make those, and then when I come back, and when a few weeks later, I want them to come back with a presentation of like 1 minute video, and I need to see all that 1 minute video, and whoever does the best one after I show them how to make those pieces, then they will win a trip to my cabin retreat.
Oh, that's nice.
So but they have to bring all the students to the competition, which I think is like 40 students or 43 students. So they're
Hmm.
gonna have to bring the students. That's in my contract. They will have to bring the students to the competition in order for me to come to their school.
I like that. I like it.
We all got to support each other.
Hmm. It's all beneficial for them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, 30 years in the game, is there any ways that you would like to see the hair industry or beauty industry shift at this point?
It's shifted. I don't know if it's shifted the right direction, but I need for it to shift a little different. There's it's it's to the point that there's not much education, and people need to learn a little bit more than just dipping a wig into some color and thinking that you could do hair, because everybody don't want to wear a lace wig. And people
Right.
think because I do creative hair that I'm in a box that they're like, "Do you do natural hair?" Of course. That's like I was forced to do natural hair when I
It's
first
like
started doing hair.
the foundation is that before you could get to all the creative stuff.
Yeah, they just don't know it. So they just be like, "Oh, I just thought you just did wigs and color hair." I do natural hair too.
Hmm.
I could do a simple bob. It ain't nothing
Yeah.
in my suite. So some people just got to get to know, different when it comes to the hair game. I feel like it should be taught. A lot of things should be just taught differently instead of everybody thinking they could just go on YouTube and learn how to dye a wig and now you're a hairstylist.
Yep.
Education is important.
Yeah, regulations are changing too.
Girl,
As
they trying
far
to
as
close down state board.
hmm
So I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea. I
Girl,
forgot who I talked to one time. Do you think that people who style and dye wigs should have cosmetology licenses? If that's all they're doing?
no. Then because I don't think it's dye. It's really some of them use a lot of temporary colors. So
Mm,
there's not no chemical really involved, but just them temporary colors, and it's a wig. It's not on the actual natural person's hair. So you shouldn't be fined for doing natural, doing wigs. It's definitely not. It shouldn't be accounted for because they don't teach you wigs in school anyway.
yeah, I heard they wasn't teaching natural hair either, but they trying to change
They
that as well.
they're really not. It's all in what you pay attention to and how you can figure it out for yourself to make it happen for your client. That's how I feel. Because I know when I was in school, they wasn't teaching us all the stuff that I know. They weren't teaching us half of the stuff that I knew. I just, that was just you have to get your paperwork, get it out of there. It's so
Yeah.
different now because even the school that wants me to come in Jersey, the students, she was like, they're so excited about, wanting to learn fantasy hair, but they had booked somebody else to do a different type of program because they wanted to do education, but it's not the same. The teacher was like, yeah, but the students are kind of like, boy, they don't like what these people chose. We don't know if you want to come. And she's a friend of mine. I definitely would do that for her. I love Angela at Empire. It's just that you, I know when I was in school, the creative part was why I really stayed there. When they was given the competitions, I used to win all the competitions in beauty school.
Mm-hmm.
If I skipped school for a few days and came back and that was the day they had a competition, you already knew I was gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
This one guy used to hate me because I used to win the competitions and he just
He
so
don't even
jealous
be
of me
here. He don't even be
and
in school.
didn't. And the school was around the corner from my mama house. I still wasn't there on time.
That's so funny. The school, I went to a cosmetology school that had a makeup program. It's literally up the street from my mom's house too. Now I work there.
Oh, look at God.
Yeah, look at God, full circle moment. I work at the school where I got my certification from. I teach their makeup program there, so yeah. So what do you consider or you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done? You already have 30 years in the game, but when you look back at or when people look back at the contribution that you've made, like what do you want them to say?
um, I remember I did a DVD one time, and I I can't remember who said it. I want to say it was Patti LaBelle, but I remember she was like, "That yeah, it was Patti LaBelle." And I made a quote on my when I did a DVD a while ago, and she was like, "That boy, know he could do some hair." That's the quote that always stuck with me. That if anything with my legacy, they're gonna always know that that boy know he could do some hair. And I want my son and my grandkids, to learn more. My grandkids anyway, because she likes playing in color and everything. So they want me to start doing YouTube videos with her. But I'm so clueless about YouTube and the internet. I don't know how to do none of this stuff. Like,
They could probably figure it out. They're young.
child, I bought a movie on demand for them to watch Mufasa when I had to babysit my grandkids one time, and she asked me for my phone so she could look at YouTube.
Mm,
This movie was $24, little girl. You finna sit here and watch this movie.
okay.
And they laid right there and took my phone. I was so mad because the second time they came back, I told my son, bring their iPads because they not using my phone to get on YouTube. Because
Hmm.
my phone was steady ringing and going off while they was on it, and they was not passing me my phone
They would definitely reject the calls and be like,
with no problem.
keep on scrolling or do whatever they doing.
That's Harley.
That's crazy. That boy know he could do some hair. So other than Hebs, like what else is coming up for you?
This one big show that I told you that I'm just waiting for confirmation for. It should be in October. I'm waiting for Redken because I'm also, they want me to do something at their show in Vegas. So I'm waiting for them to confirm that, hopefully,
Hmm.
that we can get that confirmed and I can start. Because I love 6 to 8 months working on my shows. I hate, calling me this month saying I got a show in 2 months. No, can we like give me some time to put a show there? I love to really study my
Yeah,
music.
the thought process too with all the moving
It's a lot.
parts. Yeah.
It's a lot. You know how many times I go to the studio, maybe a good 10, 15 times. I go to the studio and I have to get it for 2 hours every time.
Hmm.
That's a lot of money spent on studio. That's what people don't understand, just putting your music together because every time I hear something or something ain't right, I have to go back and fix it. So
Wow.
the only thing I got to do now is go back one more time, which is this Saturday, and take all the cuss words out.
Hmm.
So
Dang.
I pay attention to all of that, but I'm keeping one cuss word in there though.
Keep one.
Yeah, I changed. What's his name? What is his name? Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance.
Hmm.
Remember when the dancer said, "Are you really gonna do it?"
Yeah.
I be saying, "I'm the king of this shit." That's what I say. So I
Okay.
put my words in there. I saw some guy do it. See, that's what happens with music when you're putting a show together. Some guy got married and it went viral, and he was going down the aisle and he played the Kendrick Lamar's thing. Did you
Hmm.
ever see that?
I saw that. Yeah.
Once I saw that, I said, he changed the music. I'm going to the studio and change my words too. So I just listened to it and listened to it. And I was like, what can I put right there? He did one, two, three, 5 words. What's 5 words? Like
Hmm.
I counted how many words he used and everything. That's just how my mind works with this. And it was like, I'm cutting, I'm gluing, it's like I'm cutting, I'm gluing, I'm the go to these trends. Like wop, 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 wop. I made all that up. I was like,
I
I
like
love
that.
this. I love just doing the music. It's just fun. It's fun just being creative. That's
It's
all it is.
Just being creative. I love that. Okay, well, before you go, I have to ask you the Friends in Beauty rapid fire questions. So whatever
Uh-oh.
comes to your mind first, you can spit it out, or if you need to elaborate, that's fine too. So, first one is, what are the top three keys to your success so far?
What? The top three keys to success?
To your success so far.
Patience, humble, and longevity.
Being patient, humble, and longevity. Okay. How do you
Yeah.
measure your success?
I measure it patience, humble, and longevity. I mean, I just feel like I keep telling you, I'm never where I want to be at. I keep wanting to go further and further and further. So I don't feel like nothing is successful. Which is crazy is where I live at now. When people come into my into me, it's an apartment, they call it a penthouse. But when I was younger, and sometimes you don't realize it until it happens for you, is that damn, I used to watch the Jeffersons and be like, "Oh, I want to live in a high-rise apartment, da da da."
Penthouse in the
And
sky.
that's where I live at now. And I'm like, "Damn, I am living like the Jeffersons. So what's gonna be next?" Because I don't want to live in a house. I really don't. I'm not a house person. I'm a city boy. So I don't know. I just feel like this is where I feel like when you get to it, you realize, okay, then what I want to do next. It's always a what's next question for me. So I'm
Mhm.
never gonna say my success has really reached its peak yet. Not definitely not for me. I know
Yep.
it's further, and I'm getting old. I'm getting tired, so I don't know what the hell is gonna be going on. But I do know I got to get something that's gonna make sense in the future for my grandkids, for one.
Absolutely. Okay. What's the best advice you ever received, or a piece of advice that that always sticks with you?
There's two people that told me something. Gail Hudson told me before I left Atlanta, Georgia, was if you're moving to New York to pursue your career in the music industry as a hairstylist, be careful because New York is full of a lot of devils. And I never forget that she said that to me. And as the time went through and years has passed by and things that were happening, that always stuck in my head about certain people that were so mean or
Mhm.
doing shady shit just to get into a slot that you wanted. And it described exactly what she said to me, that those were devils. And Trey Major is the one who was doing Mary J. Blige when she had all the flips and all that no more drama back in the day.
Uh-huh.
He told me that if someone calls you for a job, don't worry about the person that's doing their hair. Evidently, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and don't take it personal. It's business. Go out there and do your job. And I'll
Mhm.
never forget that he said that to me because that's how I got Nikki. Because she called me, but the person that was doing her hair, I knew him. He was from Atlanta. He called me first because she wanted to get colorful and playful wigs, and she wanted to switch into that era. He's like, "Can you help us do that?" Da 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 da. But then she ended up calling without him because they fell out. And I
Oh.
thought about what Trey Major said. If somebody calls you, don't take it personal. It's business. Take the
Mhm.
job. And that's what I did. I'm still cool with the person that was doing her hair to this day. We talk about our stories, back and forth of how he stopped working, da 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 da. But I never did anything malicious towards him to get the job. She
Right.
called me. I didn't call her. So I took
Right.
the job because it is business. So I stuck those two things that she said to me about the devils and he said to me about, not taking it personal. All that always stuck with me in the industry. And I always work that way. But I always try to respect the other people that's doing somebody's hair. Now, if you ain't doing it and you're making that person look crazy out there, I'll be trying to like, girl, let me do this person hair
Hey,
chat.
bring them here.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
something out there that's nailed it like that. And I'd be like, shh, that's
Mhm.
all right.
It's all right. What advice would you give to another hairstylist right now? Maybe, let me see. What advice would you give to a fantasy hairstylist that's about to compete, who is just their concept is not coming together and they're like, "Ugh, I'm gonna just give up. I'm gonna drop out."
No, and they shouldn't. The advice that I got was from one of my models that I used for such a long time. Her name is Stasha Sanchez. She's actually a trans and she performs a lot. She's a performer all around the world too. And what she told me was that don't rush it. Take your time. It's going to all come together because you can't think of a whole 15-minute show in one day.
Mm,
So once she said that to me, I thought about it, and that was my thought process of how I study the music. And I'll be listening to okay, I can comb the hair right here, I can do this right here. Everything just, oh, let me add this, let me add that. So it's a process. So I don't give up. It might be a day where you get a brain freeze and you don't know what to do, and you be like, oh, I give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to wait a minute. That's the part of called patience. You have to just stop and just have patience.
absolutely. Patience. Oh God. Okay. What is a resource that helps you in your business that you can share with the friends and beauty community?
A resource as in what?
Anything? I don't know. Do you have a favorite? Let me think. A resource. I don't know. What's something that you use that you do you have a certain tool or a software, a book, a
Um, I mean, well,
a
a
person?
tool that I use is a blow dryer that's from someone that's on my team. Her name is Tila. Now she has a dope blow dryer,
Really? She created
and it's like a hand girl. It's a handheld blow dryer. It's not even, and you just when you're blow drying the hair, it's just a long stick, and then right here is the head part. But it's like a brush. It looks like a brush. The hair
that?
gets so straight and so healthy from it. And I think you can add steam to it too. But it's something about her blow dryer that it just really really works. And people, that's a tool that I would like to share with people that I know. Because I've seen the whole room smoked out with people using the blow dryers, and I'm like, what is in their hair? But it's a certain blow dryer you have to use sometimes, and I love that blow dryer, and I always try to recommend it to people, and I try to tell people like that's the one I love. I love that
What's
blow
the
dryer.
name of it?
It's passionate touch. It's by Tila. It's dang. It's passionate. Her page is Tila Pop Heads. TILA Pop heads. Yeah, Tila Pop heads. That's her page. And you'll see her blow dryer on there because it be blow drying some kinky hair to all the way straight.
I know
I
that's
love
right.
it. And it doesn't damage the hair. So that's one tool that I definitely love. That's a tool I love, love. It doesn't damage the hair at all.
Love it, love it. So the last one is just a statement that I want you to repeat.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you remember. So you just say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is blank, like whatever you think it is. So my name is Terrence, and the key to longevity and success is
My name is Terrence Davidson, the king of hair. And my key to success is definitely patience, being humble, and never give up on your dreams.
I love it. Being patient, humble, and never give up on your dreams. Before you go, please share social media, website, whatever you want to share for people to connect with you and follow your journey.
Yeah, if they want to connect with me, they want to come take my cabin retreat. It's in October. It's called Glamoween because it's a Glamoween retreat since it's Halloween weekend. But my Instagram is D as in dog, A as in apple, real Real Terrence Terrence Davidson Davidson. The real Terrence Davidson is my handle on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook on Terrence Davidson. And I don't really be doing all that social media stuff, girl. I
I
have a
can't
website.
tell.
Well, them the only things I be on is Instagram, and they be talking about TikTok. They be naming all these other sites I have
Yeah.
nothing to do with. I be like, I can't even handle the ones I got. I
I got
barely can
capacity
remember the
for
passwords.
Instagram. That's it.
Yeah, Instagram will get me out. I'll just go to Facebook. And my website is tdavidsonbrand.com.
Awesome.
So that's where I'm at. I'm in revamp mode too. So I just can't wait for this whole creative thing to come into play. I think it's going to give me a whole different look on life and a lot of opportunities for other stylists to get in these shows and do stuff and see stuff behind the scenes that they haven't seen. And no one on my team that took my retreat can tell you that they haven't done anything with me that they grew from. Uh,
Mm.
I've worked on tours with Tamar. Every city that she went to, I brought 5 people, whoever is in that city, to come help backstage do the dancers' hair. I
Mhm.
brought the whole team to do the hair at BET Awards on her dancers one time. It's just things that you got to open a door for that people didn't open the doors for me. And the best way I can, I would try my best to do it. I can't promise you your career, but I can just tell you that I can help you the best way I can.
Yeah, give you the experience, put you in the room, and then what you do with that is up to you.
That part.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Terrence. It's an absolute pleasure to chat with you. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Girl, I am cracking up because I'm sitting here clearly in underwear and a hoodie and a t-shirt. I'm like, that's why I couldn't get up half the time. I'm like, child, if I get up, I have to lift
It's going to be a different type of show.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.